Morning all, live from my mother's basement. Because that's where I am. I'm in my mother's basement. I have to be, right? Because you disagree with what I'm saying. So I obviously live in my mother's basement. It's so obvious. It's so logical. I never supported myself since 18. I don't make a living off of this. You're right, I live in my mother's basement. Today we're going to talk about something that I had no idea was going to be this controversial. And I am going to put this video together for posterity, for establishing what I mean and what I say, and to have you guys chill out. Okay, we're going to talk about the Smith & Wesson retirement plan. Now, what I want you to do, if you haven't already, if you're religious or if you have moral qualms with suicide, take those things away. Just follow me through on it. Please be intellectually honest. Take that out of it. We'll come back to it. But I want you to take that out of it. Just take this out of the debate for now. And then hear me out, and then we'll reintroduce that. And I'm not saying I'm right or wrong or you're right or wrong. I'm just saying, for the sake of debate and argument and understanding this, it's required you take religion out of this, because I'm approaching it from a secular view. Right? I've written 2 books. I've written more than 2 books, but 2 books I mentioned the Smith & Wesson retirement plan. There is Enjoy the Decline, which you should read. And then there's Bachelor Pad Economics. And in both books, I recommend that if you are old and terminally ill or in pain, or that you are losing it, Alzheimer's, whatever, that you should commit suicide to bring your miserable life to an end. I don't mean miserable. People say miserable life like they're insulting you. No, your life is pretty miserable by that time. Like, you're in pain, you're gonna die anyway, you're terminally ill, and for those purposes that you should kill yourself. Now, this has begotten a lot of, it's not hate, because people on my side are too mature for hate or vitriol. It's caused there's been a backlash, like, oh God, people are really insulted by this. They've taken umbrage. I guess that's a polite word. Some have taken offense. How dare you? And, you see it on it. So let me explain this. All right, look. From a secular point of view, I know religion tells you not to kill yourself. Take that out of it. From a secular point of view, from a purely economist point of view, which I do believe is the governing religion or philosophy, if you get rid of religion, it will be economics. Suicide is not a bad option. There's nothing morally wrong with it if you're taking, again, religion out of it. And sometimes it is the best course of action. Right? And I understand, I don't know why people think this. A lot of people call you, oh, you're a coward, you can't face life. It's like, no, you don't get it. You're not going to be committing suicide. You're not going to be using the Smith & Wesson retirement plan at 25 when things are down. The only time you would use the Smith & Wesson retirement plan is when you're terminally ill, it's absolutely insufferably painful to live, or you have lost your senses and then you have written into a living will to fly you out to Amsterdam or whatever to have yourself euthanized. Okay? Now, I don't understand, again, taking religion out of it. I know that's hard for some people. Take it out. If you're going to die anyway, you're absolutely wreathing in pain, you're losing it. Yeah, sorry, me personally, take me out. Take me out. Because I don't want to be in pain. I'm going to die anyway. There's no hope. It's it. It's either be awake for 3 more weeks and suffer and die the same fate, or not. And then if I'm Alzheimer or I'm losing it, my grandma had Alzheimer's. It was sad. It was sad. No freaking way. I want this recorded. I'm going to put it up on the internet so that if I ever get the Alzheimer's or something like that, or I, get hit in the head, then take me out. Drop me in the water. Feed a bottle of booze and sleeping pills down my throat. Get me out. I don't want that. That is not an honorable way to die. Being a vegetable. Okay? You end it, man. I'm serious. And the people who know who I'm talking about, because in my living will, I have 3 people. Like, if this person doesn't off me, this person has to. If this person doesn't off me, that person has to. Thankfully, the last person I have, he doesn't like me too much. He's like, yeah, no problem, man. I can't curse. It's not curse week. So, from that point, that's the the logical reason to do is you're going to be dying anyway. The other major compelling reason to do this is that you incur the vast majority of your medical expenses in the last months of your life. Right? If you know you're going to die, you know you're going to be terminal, you know what? People, including not you mainly, other people have to work up that money. Unless you have saved up a ton of money or using your own cash. Most old people require younger people to work. Now listen to this. Okay, again. Take it away. If you look, and it all really depends on what surgery, but let's say you incur $200,000 worth of medical bills in the last month of your life. Okay? $250,000, that's like a handsome wage for 5 young people to live a year. Now let's be very clear what you're doing economically. To keep your soon-to-be corpse alive another miserable month, you are enslaving 5 people for 5 years, for a cumulative of 5 years, or 1 person for 5 years, to pay to keep your ass alive. Right? That's compelling to me. That's really compelling to me because you know what? Everybody dies. And to eke out an extra month of life, you effectively have to force other people to work that much more to either through Medicare, Medicaid, insurance, whatever, they got to work and dedicate their time in life to doing that. Instead of, I don't know, buying a house, getting a car, spending time with their family, enjoying their time on this planet. You're done. You're over. Do the good graces for other people for the future. For you really care about the children? Well, why don't you think about, there shouldn't be Medicaid. Or was it Medicare? Medicare. Yeah, Medicare. I'm sure some of it, the drugs and all that. But this end-of-life stuff, where you keep yourself on a life support system, alive for another 6 miserable months, give it up. Give up the ghost. Let the next generation have it without mortgaging their future. This would be it wouldn't solve all problems, so you have to get rid of Social Security and all that. But from a public financing standpoint, for most Western nations that think it's younger children's jobs to take care of other people, this would go a long way in shoring up the finances. So that's the economic reason. All right, now, let us reintroduce the morality in the religion, okay? Hey, cool. Did I put a gun to your head and say use the Smith & Wesson retirement? I'm not saying everybody has to do it. I'm not saying if you're religious, do this. You should, because that's your religion. Most religions say don't commit suicide. This is something for people who are purely secular, or for people who may have doubt in their faith, or people. It's truly selfless too. You don't put your family through the pain and agony. And I've been getting arguments too. Yeah, but if you committed suicide, that's horrible. Look what you're doing to your family. Really? Really? And then people telling me that you're a coward if you commit suicide. Well, no, you're going to die anyway. That's just smart, okay? So I don't know where these arguments are coming from, but the religious ones, yeah, you know what? It's kind of like abortion. You don't want to have one? Don't have one, okay? For the rest of the people who, and I'm not trying to slam on the religious people, but for the rest of the people who are not handicapped by having to adhere to religious thinking and religious principles, this is an option for you. For those of you who are religious, sorry, you're anchored. This is not an option for you. But it's pointless to make a religious argument to people who are secular. You're not, well, you should commit suicide. Why? Well, it says so in the Bible. Watch me not care. Right? So, for religious people, it's not for everyone. For those of you that have this weird thing about, that's a horrible way to die. No, a horrible way to die is Alzheimer's and not knowing who you are, not even knowing that you are, and that your brainstem is the only thing that's functioning anymore. That's a horrible way to die. Being trapped as a vegetable, paralyzed from the neck down, or worse, from the brainstem down, you can't even talk or anything, you got to communicate with blinking. That's a horrible way to live. So that's it. That's all. That's the Smith & Wesson plan. If you guys got a problem with it, I understand if it's religious. Just don't get excited about it. It's like, I don't know. I don't see what the passion is. I guess it's because I'm not religious. I really don't care. So that's all we got. It's not for everybody, but by God, it will easily save you in future inflated dollars, millions. Or maybe not you, but your family and society. Toodles.